when it comes to Jermall, the hitman Charlo. What statement made in this fight?
It was a big statement as that young man, Julian Williams, we helped him recover from what was a very difficult knockdown. This man, Jermall Charlo, wanted to leave the division with an emphatic statement, and he has done so. Powerful, powerful puncher.
He just did so. I mean, for me, if he was not leaving this division, he's #1 right now because it's the level of opponent he just beat and the way he beat him. Right. Highlight reel, spectacular knockout. We already knew both fighters were very good coming in, but this type of win, this emphatic type of win in a competitive fight. I mean, did you see that counter uppercut? Yeah. He actually took a straight right hand, rolled with it, and came with a counter uppercut. Amazing.
Jermall Charlo has Heart of a Lion tattooed across his chest. On social media, he uses hashtag #LionsOnly. I think he has definitely made a statement here that he intends to be the king of this jungle out.
You know, Paulie made the point. Part of the reason he's so passionate and animated right there is because he wanted to prove that what he believes and what Paulie suggested, he's the best in this division. This young man fought a really good fighter tonight who was fighting very well and got himself a big win.
And a round of applause for Williams, too. Oh, they didn't want to say hi.
Wow.
That's a shame.
That is a shame because Julian Williams showing graciousness in defeat, apologizing to his corner, by the way.
And it's a shame. You know why it's a shame? Because Julian actually told us yesterday in the fighter meetings, this was never personal. You know, he actually likes Jermall, and it was never personal. That's the shame of it.
This is unfortunate. After a tremendous display by Jermall Charlo, an emphatic victory over Julian Williams.
I'll tell you what, though, mixing the bad guy now, but the bad guy tells secret sometimes.
Well, Floyd Mayweather knows all about that.
Fans not happy with Charlo's behavior, but at the end of the day, his performance was spectacular.
Like I said, it's still a shame because Julian actually specified we went specifically into it. He said this was never personal with me and Jermall. I like Jermall. It's just a matter of he's got something I've been dreaming of my whole life.
We look at the first knockdown. This came from a tremendous uppercut on the inside by Charlo. The fact that Julian Williams was even able to get up from this was fairly astonishing. He does make it, and amazingly, was able to continue, though obviously not for very long. You see how difficult it is for him to get up. We'll look at it again, Paulie. And the perfect time to throw.
See, this is, you don't have the up top view now, but this one makes it amazing. Look at his roll. He rolls on this right hand, blocks the punch with the same hand, and comes with the uppercut. I actually thought he partially took the right hand at first. He actually didn't take the right hand at all. He actually blocks the punch with the same hand as he's rolling, holds his ground, because your instinct is actually to pick up your feet and leave the pocket. I want to just specify how difficult that is to do. Holds his ground planted, blocks the shot, and uppercuts with the same hand.
This is where the fight would end. Williams had gotten up, and Charlo taking advantage of the moment, landing some shots, and then it will be the left hook there that got in and the right hand. And at this point, Williams was in big trouble, and that left hook hurt him, and the end was almost imminent here. And the left hook again, so Charlo using that punch well.
And Julian should have held there. And that, again, that's a little bit of the inexperience of the young man. You know, you probably want to come back when you're allowed to continue fighting and try to grab and hold on it for as long as you can.
You've never been in this situation before. And we look again, another look at the end. Williams not able to tie him up. Instead, he's on the outside. And Charlo, as he always does, measuring his opponent and taking his time. He doesn't get excited when he gets an opponent in trouble.
But you had chances to grab him there. You see how close they are. There were chances to grab. It's just Julian was more focused on covering up. Again, inexperience at this level. What you want to do there is tie him up for as hard as you can, force a break, try to tie him up again until you hopefully recover your legs under you. And that sometimes that inexperience will cost you.
Julian Williams was sent to the canvas for the first time in his career, courtesy of a left jab in round 2. He went down for the second time due to a right uppercut in round 5, and then a flurry capped by a left uppercut ended the fight in the 5th.
We saw the reaction from Jermall Charlo, excited, and his brother, also a champion in the same weight class, thrilled on his behalf.
This is a statement win, guys.
And Jermall Charlo improves to 25-0 with his 19th victory.
Let's hear what he has to say, and then we're going to start. I'll be right back.
The numbers indicate actually what a close fight this was until the knockdown. There have been one knockout. There have been one knockdown before, but both men getting work done, and very, very similar numbers were very close. As we see it, hopefully Julian Williams in his dressing room getting checked out, and hopefully he'll be okay.
All right, let's make it official with Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 6 seconds in round number 5. He is the winner by way of knockout, still undefeated, and still the IBF Junior Middleweight Champion of the world, Jermall Charlo.
And this 154-pound lion roaring loudly with an emphatic stoppage win over the talented Julian Williams. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, Mo, thank you very much. Congratulations. A lot of emotion after the fight. Jermall, tell us what happened here.
First off, I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity to showcase my talent. Hey, I'm gonna just go ahead and tell Julian Williams I'm sorry for everything that
Hey, folks, he's apologizing. Give him a chance.
It's cool. Hey, listen, bringing up to this fight, Julian Williams he talked crap to me for probably over a year. I held it in. I did what I had to do to become the champion of the world, and I deserve my respect as a boxer, as a fighter, as somebody that put their life on the line. And I want to thank my manager and everyone that stood by my side when I did stay quiet. Now, he disrespected me all the way up to the fight. Not just, I want to fight you, we're going to get the fight done. I made the fight happen. I gave the fans what they wanted to see. I stayed at 154 pounds, although I do want to move up to 160 just to fight someone that the world said I couldn't beat. And, and like I said, I apologize for me being a fighter and my emotions took over me, but I was doubted in this fight. First off, I didn't think this fight was a 50-50 fight, but I let the fans do what they do and pick the fight how they did it. And you know what? I trained hard. I stayed in the gym. I changed my game from the Austin Trout fight. And you know what? Thank everybody who support Lions Only.
Here's what happened at the end of the fight. As Williams came over to you to congratulate you on the fight, and then you basically told him, "Get away from me."
I said, "I don't want your apology. I don't want your congratulations. Sorry, my emotions took over me at the time. And you know what? That's not me."
All right, so now you still have the emotion. We'll talk about the fight in just a moment, but do you feel as though that this will detract now from this super victory?
Detract what? I'm not too
Obviously, these people are booing.
I don't care what they say. I'm not too mad.
Okay, let's take a look at the knockout. Here's the first one.
Take a look at the knockout.
Let's take a look at the first one and tell us what was going on here, Jermall.
I was thinking about my kids and how much.
Second round.
Yeah, and how much I love them. And hey, I know you at home watching, Daddy. No matter what they say about me, I'm gonna continue to work hard, and that's what I did in there.
It's doubtful you were thinking about your kids when you hit them with that jab, but tell us now what happened here in the 5th round.
In the 5th round, I did what my trainer told me to do, stayed in there, and bang, the shot went home.
He was putting up a pretty good fight. The cards were basically even until this knockout here as we go to the end of the fight. Did you feel as though it was an even fight?
I was getting stronger. I was finding myself. I wanted to be myself all camp, and I'm not gonna let you all rob me of my character. I never disrespect this dude ever until I knocked him out.
And there's the end of the fight. Now you've stated that you would like to go up to 160. Was this your last fight at 154?
I'm at 154 pounds if it's a good big fight for me. But
well, your brother, you're not going to fight. So that
my brother holds the WBC. My gym mate holds the WBA. Canelo got the WBO. I'm down to unified. That's what. Where you at, Cinnamon? Where you at? Where you at, Cinnamon? You heard it.
Canelo Alvarez calling him out. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Lines only, baby.
All right. Mo, back to you.
All right, Jim. Well, Jermall Charlo may need to embrace the hate, at least here at the campus of USC at the Galen Center. But, guys, that performance was nothing but great.
It was spectacular because he was fighting a very good fighter who was fighting very well. And,
Hey, listen,
you have to really be fair to Jermall Charlo.
anything as we've learned. What's on my mic? Anything as we learn can happen. Julian Williams, looking at his resume, really didn't do anything in his career up until this point. So this was the biggest fight of his career. And how can I put it? He did not respect, after he went down from a jab, right? I thought that he would have had some respect for the power of Jermall Charlo. But don't get me wrong, looking at Julian Williams, he'll give a lot of fighters at 154 pounds some serious trouble. But the issue is, why did he not adjust? And it's almost like he was trying to brawl it out with Jermall Charlo. And even though Julian Williams was putting on a good boxing performance, still Jermall Charlo was the more powerful boxer, who is now 25-0 with 19 KOs. Now he has Julian Williams on his resume, Austin Trout on his resume, Suki Wookie Campbell on his resume, Cornelius Bundridge, Michael Finney, Hector Munoz, and now he's saying he's moving to 160 pounds. I guess he called out. Golovkin at 160 because he said, he wants to move to 160 because there's somebody up there that people don't think he can beat. Who is that? Danny Jacobs. Really, looking at the 160-pound division, who is it? Danny Jacobs. So it makes me believe it's Golovkin. Or he could say 160. He could be talking about 160-pound Canelo. They did call out Canelo, but with the political landscape with Golden Boy Promotions, who promotes Canelo, and Jermall Charlo being an Al Heyman fighter, there's still a Cold War there. Yes, they did some work when it came to Khan and Canelo, but when it comes to Jermall Charlo, and there was already talks that he was prolonging this fight with Julian Williams for money. I'm not saying it's true, but from my understanding, from what's been out there, is that Jermall Charlo was a little weary of this fight. That he wasn't, really super confident in himself, and he tried to get more money than the fight was worth. Now that's just what's floating on around. That's just what's floating around out there. We don't know if that's true or not, but we saw he made literally easy work of Julian Williams, and I've been getting like a lot of heat for like the last several weeks when people are saying, "Yo, you got Julian Williams to beat you got Jrock to beat Charlo, right?" And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, "Man, you from Philly. You need to ride with Julian Williams. You ain't, coming at my neck." And I tell y'all, I said many times, I say, listen, I'm from Philly. I'm going to support Philly fighters, but I got to call it like I see it. I do have, however, Danny Garcia beating Keith Thurman. But I don't pick fighters because of race or because they're from my city or anything like that. It'll fuck up my integrity. You know, and plus I don't, you know, I have no allegiance to nobody. So it's like we could be cool today, I'll interview you and be humble and everything. And then if you get knocked the fuck out, then I gotta be like, yo, he got knocked the fuck out. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So I just feel that Jrock didn't adjust properly. And I guess he thought that, well, I never been knocked the fuck out before, so I can't get knocked the fuck out. And he got knocked the fuck out. So now they have to go back to the rebuilding process. He is good. One thing I did notice is the first knockdown from the jab, he recovered well. He did have a little dance in his legs. He didn't hold. The second knockdown, you know, it was the nasty one when he turned around, he got hit with the uppercut and he fell directly on his face. You know, he recovered. I'm not gonna say he recovered well, but he got up. You know, he still had a little bit of wobble to him. But when it came to that third and final knockout, knockout, he should have held on for dear life. But I guess he thought it was just too cool to hold on. You know, there are certain boxers that don't like that. They feel they're just too cool, you know, to hold on. And it cost him dearly. It cost him dearly. So now we don't know what's going to happen with that IBF title, because you hear Jermall talking about he's going to move up because there's no other fights out there for him. Well, if you don't know, go check out my Instagram, Demetrius Andrade. Shout out to Montero Boxing. Demetrius Andrade was at the fight, and he called out Jermall Charlo, but yet isn't he supposed to be fighting Jack Colquet? But wasn't that fight on the table before, and Demetrius Andrade messed it up, you know? Correct. Bobby Tsunami says, simply put, there is no reason why after getting touched do you start winging wildly. Never attempted to clutch or gather himself. Yeah, it was like almost like Jrock was like, all right, you hit me, you got me, but now let's see if you can take what I'm going to give. It's like, hold up, bro. You know, he put you down with a jab, bro. Bruh, he put you down with a jab. Come on, shit is serious. You know? Shit is serious. That's when you know shit again. Like, the thing is, if you looked at him, he's a good boxer. You know, he was putting in good work as a boxer. You know, very crisp, effective punching. You know, he's got a nice jab. He's got the movement. He was even showing some angles. He spent Jermall Charlo a couple times. But the thing is, you know, he just, you know, I guess, you know, it's the first time he was it's the first time he was on this stage. And it was a big stage. And you heard Jermall Charlo say, listen, he didn't think it was a 50-50 fight. But a lot of people did, including myself. But one thing is for sure, as I said, you know what, you know, and I think people who watch boxing as much as I do, or hardcore boxing fans, had to know that even though Julian Williams is good and going into this fight, they were both undefeated, that you had to give them the edge to Jermall Charlo. You had to give the edge to Jermall Charlo. I'm starting to get sick of you, kid. I know you watch all the videos, but I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Urquez, bro, the dude nearly got knocked out. He not thinking right. He was in a panic mode and didn't think of holding, or he was 2 days. No fucking shit, bro. No shit. Okay. Moving on. I guess Julian Williams is going to go down to I guess, you know, like rebuilding. He's going to stay at 154 and I guess do the whole rebuilding thing and maybe fight for a vacated, you know, the vacated IBF like title. I guess that's what he's going to do. You know, I guess. Because maybe depending on what happens with Jermall Charlo, can he beat a Jermall Charlo? Jermall Charlo is the less powerful and of the brothers, and I feel that Jermall, the one that Charlo that Williams fought tonight, is the better of the brothers. So does he have a better chance with Jermall? You know, he's not trained No, correction. What about Julian? Oh, what about Julian Williams? Maybe Laura. I don't know. You know, I don't know where he goes from here. I don't know where he goes from here, yo. I don't know. So I guess it's just all about the rebuilding. But the thing is, they can't take their time rebuilding him up. Maybe in 2017 he should have 3 fights and then go back on the title path. You know, in 2018, and I say go for a title shot in like maybe, you know, late spring, early summer of 2018. Because right now, you know, a knockout like that will take your confidence. You know, and he wasn't just knocked out; he was knocked out brutally. So you know, that right there is something to think about. But since I've put out like 15 videos today or something like that, and 80 plus videos in like 2 weeks or something, we're only going to be here for about an hour or an hour and a half. You know how I am, depending on my mood. But really, I need to get some rest. It's been like, you know, I've been doing like a lot of work. So Abner Maris versus Jesus Cuellar. Abner Maris is back. This is the best I've seen Abner Maris look in years. I'm talking about fundamentally sound. I said that Abner Maris was going to likely get knocked out. I said the reason why is if Abner Maris does not outbox and is not able to move and throw more punches than Cuellar through the course of 12 rounds, he's going to get knocked out. Also, it was all about if his chin was to hold up. His chin held up. So not only did he outbox Cuellar, not only did he do the necessary movement and use the angles, but his chin held up. So now I'm wondering, you know, how, like, I think he can do better in a rematch against a Leo Santa Cruz. Or how would he do against a Cole Frampton if he wins? Or how would he do against a Lee Selby? Because now he's a champion. Now he said he's the champion. I know he didn't mean to say it, but he said it. But when you got the underling WBA belt, remember Cole Frampton has a WBA Super World, which should have been Cuellar's, by the way, and then Abner Maris would have won. But long story short, Cole Frampton has the Super World. Maris has the WBA World. Remember, they're supposed to be getting rid of this WBA World title, but they still have it around. Also, Abner Maris hasn't fought since August 29th of 2015. He comes back. It's December the 10th of 2016, and he gets a title shot and wins. How do you pull that off? Thank you, Al Heyman, and the goddamn WBA. You have Lee Selby, who's the IBF champion. He's also an Al Heyman fighter, hasn't been active at all. I don't even know why he hasn't been stripped yet, or hasn't been threatened to be stripped. You got that fight out there, but since he's the WBA World Champion and not the Super World, supposedly the WBA doesn't do unifications with that World Championship. But you know, it's the WBA. Once again, I'm sure some rules can be bent. After all, these are the same organization that stripped Rigondeaux. So basically, Cole Frampton and Scott Quigg can go down, basically, you know, as a unification. So, you have Gary Russell Jr. We don't know what he's doing. He's probably somewhere pricing himself out, but that would be a good fight for Abner Maris. But if you look at the WBA rankings, remember when you're a champion, you have to fight somebody in the top 15 unless you get a special exemption, non-title exemption from the organization. So looking at Scott Quigg, who just won earlier today on the same day as Maris Cuellar, you can think maybe they can build up, you know, a Scott Quigg versus Abner Maris. Abner Maris lost to Leo Santa Cruz. Scott Quigg lost to Cole Frampton. Then the winner of that can go on to fight the winner of Frampton versus Santa Cruz too. Or, you know, if Lee Selby is thrown into that tournament, or if Gary Russell. The only reason why I'm not really mentioning Oscar Valdez is because I really don't know if any of those fights can be made. Not because of Al Heyman and Bob Arum are working together, but you know, it just seems as though for some reason that fight may be too hard to make. Tony Harrison is the IBF mandatory, but yet it was rumored that Tony Harrison is going to be fighting Eras Landy Lara. Are you sure he's the IBF mandatory, or are you just looking at the IBF rankings and seeing that he's number 1 ranked? Are you sure he's the IBF mandatory? I'm talking about he's the number 1 guy. You know, like, don't be blurting stuff out, because I will put you out there. I will put you out there. Also, let's stay on topic. All right. Don't be, if we're talking about Maris versus Cuellar, or if we're talking about Julian Williams versus Charlo, then stay on topic. Don't start talking about fucking Golovkin versus Jacobs. You know, it makes no sense. I'm sorry it's late. I get a little irritable. I apologize. But stay on. Don't be asking me, oh, well, what's going on with Nonito Donaire? We wait until later on in the video. Let's stay on, you know, track for right now. The only person that's allowed to go off track is me, not you. All right? All right? Asking me fucking random ass questions and shit when we talking about something. You know, Abner Maris, I mean, he looked good. You know, he looked better. He looked better than I thought he was going to look. He looked better than I thought he was going to look. You know, and he boxed. Usually, Maris is the type of guy that's in these wars, you know, and he's got to take a bunch of punches from you to be able to give punches back. But in this case, you know, honestly, I thought Cuellar was going to body him. You know, he even got a knockdown. It was a clean knockdown. He even got a knockdown. So, you know, shout out to Abner Maris. But next on the list is oh God, I don't know what that was, man. That wasn't John Molina. That was some fat pale white man. You know, fuck no Charlo. Fuck no Canelo ain't fighting no Charlo. That's why I didn't even talk about it. That's why I didn't even talk about it. No, I didn't say you was making it up as Iso Georges or Jorges. I didn't say he was making it up. I just didn't hear about it. I don't remember, but I'll look it up. No, he ain't fighting no motherfucking Canelo. No, it's not. Come on. Think about it. Come on. And it's not because, you know, it's for multiple reasons. It's not because of skills. It's because, financial reasons, political reasons. Remember, Golden Boy is still, you know, suing Al Heyman. You know? So come on. They're in that's where you think I get this from. They're about to go to trial. So I don't see them making any fights anytime soon. You know, come on. But I don't know what was going on with John Molina, man. I don't know who that pale white man was. The pale fat white man was. I saw his tan lines. He said to Jim Lampley during the fighter meetings that they did everything they could to lose weight for this fight. That at one point in time they were in the sauna with full clothes on it. The sauna was like at some crazy super high temperature, and they couldn't sweat like one drop. But the problem I have is with this is, I understand he's getting up there in age. You know, in boxers, they get older. You know, they have to move up in weight. But this is only his third fight, if I'm correct, his third fight over the 140-pound limit. This fight was the highest he's ever weighed in, 144, 4 pounds over the limit. And then he went to try to lose some weight. I guess he took his drawers off, and he was 143.4. Can't make this up. Golden Boy suing Al Heyman, but I bet Floyd Mayweather Canelo 2 could be made. Floyd Mayweather won it. Yes. No, it couldn't be made. You could say nice excuse, but okay, let me read what he says. Triple H 1200 says Golden Boy suing Al Heyman, but I bet Floyd Mayweather Canelo 2 could be made if Floyd Mayweather wanted it. Nice excuse. Canelo not fighting Charlo or Andrade for fight reasons. Didn't I say that? Did I not say that? Did I not say that? Did I not say that? Or do you think I don't know that already? when us hardcore boxing fans, we know that shit already, right? Am I new to this or something? Exactly. So anyway, as far as John Molina is concerned, now the only reason why John Molina got this fight, no, they will piece Canelo, put it straight out there. That's not that political nonsense. No, I told the truth. You must be drunk or high or something, bro. It's the way it is. You know that not only for fight reasons, they're going to say, Jamal Charlo, what has he really done? You know, what money does he bring in? He's got to fight more fights. It's going to be political because that's the political shit, right? That's what they're going to say. But then we also know that Jamal Charlo can possibly give Canelo some problems. We know this. So come on, don't talk to me like I'm some fucking casual, bro. Don't talk to me like I'm some fucking casual. Y'all been around way too long to be talking that shit like I don't know what the fuck is going on. But yeah, you know, John Molina, I mean, they should have left him where they found him. But the only reason why he got the fight, truth be told, is because he beat Ruslan Provodnikov. And it was supposed to be, they were building for Crawford versus Provodnikov. But Provodnikov went and lost to John Molina. Not only did he lose to John Molina, but he signed with Showtime. Bob Arum was a little upset about that. Yeah, there's something going on with Andrade with the way he handles business. You know, something is going on from him not reading contracts, from him not signing contracts, from him not signing purse bid, from him walking away from fights. I don't know what's going on with him. There's something wrong with him on the business side. I don't know who's managing him. Remember, he was trying to moonlight. He tried to sign with Rock Nation. You know, I don't know what's going on with dude, truth be told. I don't know what's going on with Demetrius Andrade, yo. You know, and it's a shame because, you know, that is his father that's managing his career. But yo, bro, the Charlo fight was fucked up. Remember that? It was supposed to be on the undercard of Khan versus Alexander, right? This Jack Colquet fight was fucked up. He tried to allegedly illegally sign with Rock Nation. Right? God knows how many other, and that's just one thing that's just been fucked up, you know? So they got to get their shit together. You know, they got to get their stuff together because it's like he's wasting away his career and he's calling out everybody and he is good. But it's like, yo, for one, you're not active enough against top quality competition. While you're fighting, why would you try to put him from while he's fighting these lower level competition, the people he want to fight is getting better and better each fight. Moises Hernandez says, T Street, who's the fighter of the year in your opinion? Loma. So therefore, you're trying to make me say Loma? Why are you putting Loma name out there? I didn't say. Are you asking me or are you telling me? Are you asking me who the fighter of the year is? Or are you telling me? You wanted to be Lomachenko, but it's not Lomachenko. I'm sorry. No, you're telling me. You put Loma question mark. So you're telling me. I mean, you're asking, but it's like you want me to say Lomachenko. You know? Exactly. We don't know how good Andrade is. You know, I mean, if like we as boxing fans do what I don't do it anymore. I used to, but too much is put into fighters who hasn't done anything yet. Too much. They'll say, "Oh, this guy's really, really good," but if you look, they ain't really fighting nobody. The same thing was going on with Julian Williams. The same thing that was going on with Gary Russell before he fought Vasil Lomachenko. And the list goes on. Adrian Broner, even though, you know, he was fighting good quality names, but he ain't really feel afraid to fight a name that was on his level until he fought Marcos Maidana. The list goes on. Where fans just say, oh, this guy's really, 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 really good. You know, look at same things going on, I feel, with Anthony Joshua, with Joseph Parker. You know, it's too much. It's too much put into these fighters. When these fighters they don't be fighting nobody. They be on their level. They'll beat up on guys that are a level below them or 2 levels below them. If they're just a level below them, we're like, oh, he beat such and such, so he must be good. Same thing with Spence. Despite what we heard about him giving Mayweather the black eye, despite what we heard about, you know, him knocking out Adrian Broner, I don't judge these fighters until I see them do something. I don't judge them off of beating fighters that are fucking 13-7, you know, or over the hill fighters. I judge them once they beat a fighter that's on their level. For example, Jermall Charlo today beat a fighter that was on his level. Austin Trout wasn't on his level. Cornelius Bundridge wasn't on his level. He beat a fighter that's when I start to judge fighters. I started saying Kell Brook was good. Go back, the videos are right here on this channel. One of the first fights I covered on this channel. I said Kell Brook is good, but I won't know how good he is. And I won't be able to say he's good until he beats Sean Porter, or if he beats Sean Porter. But too many people talking about these fighters be good and all that, and they don't be fighting nobody. And I'll be like, okay, well, how? Well, because he's got this nice jab that, but look who he's firing this jab, this super jab you're talking about off against. I say the same thing about Golovkin. I say the same shit. You know? Because I know somebody wants to throw his name out there. Y'all making me sick. Y'all making me sick. You damn right fighters are hyped too much. And I be wondering, like, yo, I watch boxing all day, every day. You know, a fighter can be fucking, remember what motherfuckers was just talking about Charles Martin. You know, Charles Martin, cool dude. Somebody said, well, we don't really know who Charles Martin is. Yo, he got this right hand that be, you know. Isn't Charles Martin lefty? I don't know. But I'm just saying. I'm not one of those people that I can judge a fighter off of him fighting a whole bunch of people that's a level 2 or 3 or 4 levels below him. That's the whole point of promoting. You sign a fighter, right? Imagine you got $1 billion, right? You sign up some fighters. You want to get those fighters as many wins and maneuver the shit out them to get as many wins and knockouts as possible until they get to somebody they could possibly beat them that's on that level. You hope that they beat them and go on above them. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. People be asking me about these fighters that, you know, I be seeing glimpses of footage of, and they be talking about some, well, he can beat Klitschko, or this person can beat this person, or if he comes, he can beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you, he's the one. It's like they ain't do shit. They ain't do nothing, you know? They ain't do nothing. You know? So that's just my personal opinion. Wow, we almost been for an hour already. Good. I apologize for my rant. I'm tired. I put out a lot of videos today. I had to see if I can really put out all these videos. I had to see if I can really do it like I used to. You know, I had to really see if I can do it like I used to. And now I got to be able to mix all this in with being like running a website too. So it felt good. Beto GGG, just because you put it in all caps don't mean I'm going to answer. And I'm not going to answer right now because you did that in all caps. So I'll answer when I feel like it. Just put it in all caps. You think I'm going to answer. Huh. I could have answered your question right there with all these words I'm using now, but I didn't. So if you don't know, Joshua Klitschko is official. April the 29th, 2017 in Wembley Stadium. I'm going to London. I'm going to motherfucking London. Isn't that crazy? I can't even believe it myself, but I've been planning for it for like a while now. I said as soon as Klitschko and Joshua becomes official, I'm going to announce that I'm going. You know, and I can't believe it. You know, so I'm going to London for about I guess I'll go for a week. I'll get there like that Monday, and I'll leave that Sunday or Monday. You know, because it's going to be a long ass flight. It's going to be a long ass flight, but yeah, I'm going. You know, I got to go. So I said I'm going to 2 foreign fights in 2017. So that's going to be one of them. It's going to be one of them. I know it's going to be crazy. I know I'm probably going to end up partying out there a little bit, but as long as, you know, I get the work done, it's cool. I'm going to motherfucking London, you know? I'm going to London. Louis V asked Yo, T, was there any fights this weekend that wasn't a mismatch? Yes. And if you don't know, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You got to get up on your boxing, bro. There was a lot of fights today. A lot of them. You know, so yes, there were many fights that weren't mismatches today. There were a lot of mismatches, but come on. I think that Crawford versus Molina was the biggest mismatch. And Joshua Molina was a huge the Molina curse, the brother Molinas. They fucked it up. One Molina came for a check. One Molina came all fat. One Molina came for a check. One Molina came fat. You know? They should both go have some beers together. They should go have some beers and some fucking nachos and some motherfucking Nesquik. You know, the fucking powdered, you know, shit, powdered milk, chocolate milk shit. They should have that shit together. Parker gives Joshua problems. Matter of fact, you're saying dumb shit for reactions. I know you are. So therefore, I'm putting you on timeout. You saying dumb shit just for reactions now. Some people just be wanting attention. I be forgetting some people just be when they'll say shit knowing that it'll kind of trigger me off and they be wanting attention, you know, so I got to learn how to fucking, you know, they just be wanting attention. I be forgetting that, you know, I be forgetting. But yeah, anyway, as I said earlier in my previous video, Vladimir Klitschko is not a joke. I don't know why people keep disrespecting him. You know, thinking that Anthony Joshua is going to run through him like Anthony Joshua is this super boxing guy. You know, he doesn't have enough head movement. He doesn't have enough upper body movement. I like Anthony Joshua, but if you really look at it, Klitschko with just off of ring IQ, I feel can beat him just by tying him up. You know, do you know what's going on with Hurd versus Lubin? It's not happening. Jarrett Swift Hurd, I talked to him personally. I interviewed him, and I talked to his brother personally. Shout out to Hillcrest Gym. They're going after Jorge Cota again because they want that WBC ranking. They tried Swift Hurd. They said they tried to get Demetrius Andre, but Demetrius Andre won a Jack called K. They tried to get Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson didn't want to fight them coming off of a loss that's coming straight from the horse's mouth. From Jarrett Swift Hurd and his team and his brother's mouth. Does that answer your question? I talked to them at the Garcia Vargas fight. I was there. You can say that Klitschko, Harry Gonzalez, yes, I saw it. I cover boxing for a living. Harry Gonzalez says You saw Shannon Briggs at Joshua fight go after Hay again? Yes, I did, bro. Yes. Yes, I did. It's my job. Yes, I did. I did. I did. I saw it. Thank you. You made me forget my train of thought. Oh, yeah. People say Klitschko's not throwing a lot of punches. That was only one fight. And that's because Tyson Fury was using angles. Anthony Joshua's not going to use those angles on him. All it takes is one shot from Klitschko straight down the pipe. And listen, Anthony Joshua's likely going down. Klitschko could go down too. People say Klitschko has a glass chin, but when was the last time he was hurt or he was knocked out? 10 years ago? Over 10 years ago? Why do people keep disrespecting this dude? Why do people keep disrespecting Vladimir Klitschko? Oh, wait a minute. It's because you're on the Anthony Joshua hype train. He hasn't fought nobody that's been on his level. Who has Anthony Joshua fought that's been on his level? Ring IQ or skills or athletically? I understand the age of Klitschko is he's going to be 41 by the time he stepped into the ring against Anthony Joshua. But who has Anthony Joshua fought that's been on the level mentally? Ring IQ. Who has Anthony Joshua fought that's been on that level? Who has Anthony Joshua fought that has that much experience? Who has Anthony Joshua fought that is not some, some flabby, something just there to collect a check? But yet I understand many of you are on that Anthony Joshua hype train, and a lot of you are smoking meth and drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon. If y'all think that Joshua is just going to knock out Vladimir, it's just easy. It's just going to be easy work. You're smoking crystal. You're smoking crystal. You're smoking that Walter White, thinking that I understand that anybody can put it this way. I can be a god among the ants. You put me in the ring with a 400-pound man, a 400-pound man that never been in the ring before, and I'm going to look like a superstar. I'm not saying that's Anthony Joshua's case, but I'm saying Anthony Joshua just looks, look who he's being matched up against. These guys don't be wanting to fight. Klitschko going to trade hands, but at least Klitschko going to crack him at least once. Somebody's going to get cracked. Klitschko too slow. And Anthony Joshua is fast. Anthony Joshua don't be doing no movement. Anthony Joshua don't have no head movement. Anthony Joshua don't have no head movement. But all I'm saying is I'm not saying that, Vladimir Klitschko is going to win. I'm not saying Anthony Joshua is going to win. I'm just saying that for some reason, Vladimir Klitschko is being greatly underestimated by a lot of these, a lot of you, not you guys, but there are a lot of new boxing fans or a lot of casual boxing fans that just like Anthony Joshua because he's humble and he's knocking people out and they think he's this unstoppable force. But dude lifting way too much weights. Dude seems like he's getting slower a little bit each fight. Of course, if he doesn't knock the guy out, mobility. Tyson Fury would dance circles around Anthony Joshua. David Hay would dance circles around Anthony Joshua. Mobility. He has no upper body movement or no head movement. For somebody like Klitschko with that high ring IQ, he may take a couple shots from Anthony Joshua, but eventually he's gonna start firing those straight rights down the pipe. His jab ain't no joke. Why y'all do? Where are y'all getting this from? It's just that Tyson Fury didn't allow Klitschko to tie him up. Anthony Joshua is going to be there for Klitschko to tie him up. Get him on the break, hit him with a right hook, jab him straight right hand. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna be here for another 29 minutes. I got it. Yo, listen, I've been here all night. I've been doing videos since motherfucking yesterday, early in the morning. I've been doing videos since real early in the morning. I can't remember how early, but I got up for the Ruiz Parker fight. You know, was playing some Grand Theft Auto. Klitschko is a very small penis. Yeah, I blocked that fucking freak. We already talked about that, Purple Jive. You're late, bro. We already talked about that. We're now on to the heavyweights. Chisora versus Dylan White. They need to have that rematch. The only thing is, the only thing is, the fight, the second fight rematch buildup won't be good because Derek Chisora can't be Derek Chisora. Because if he is Derek Chisora, then he's going to be officially banned. He's serving a suspended sentence. It's basically like when you go to jail. You know, you get on probation or parole. Then if you fuck up, then you go back to jail and you got to do that time that you owed. So basically, he's suspended for 2 years. But basically, it's like a 2-year probation. So he can't, you know, spit no water in nobody's face. You know, he can't threaten to physically shoot anyone like he did David Hay. He can't smack nobody. He can't throw no tables at parole. Adam Smith. You know, he's got to be as cool as a cucumber because anything, you know, he does, he'll be suspended for 2 years, and that's a long ass time. That's a long ass time, you know? So the rematch won't be as good of a build-up as the first one because of the unpredictability of the first fight. So I'm really interested to see if they even do a rematch. But for both of these fighters, both Derek Chisora and Dylan White, even though Dylan White won, I feel that Derek Chisora should have won. I thought be going into this fight that whoever loses, their career is over. But I was wrong. Both of these fighters can now get, you know, like big fights now. You know? And I wouldn't be surprised if you see maybe the Luis Ortiz or a Dylan White, Luis Ortiz versus a Dylan White, or Luis Ortiz versus a Derek Chisora. But word is Luis Ortiz is likely going to be fighting Shannon Briggs for the WBA world title unless the WBA or Rob Binsky, the promoter of Alexander Ustinov, intervenes. So Shannon Briggs said he's going to have some big news coming up. And if you notice, I said it before in previous videos, Shannon Briggs has been fucking with every other heavyweight. But if you notice, he don't fuck with Luis Ortiz. He don't fuck with Luis Ortiz. Louis V, I'm not getting in to argue with you people. I will block you. I'm not going to block you forever, but I will ban you because I'm sick and tired of boxing fans who come at my neck about a fight when it's a close fight. If it's a close fight, right? Chisora versus White was a close fight on everybody's cards. I'm not in the short line like when it came to Kovalev versus Ward when I said Ward won. So get out of here with the bullshit. I'm not arguing with people about my about who I picked to win and all that shit no more. I'm not doing it no more. We're not going to agree. And therefore, you're a dickhead and you're an asshole if you think you're going to come and tell me, oh, well, you're wrong. Come on, bro. Why can't I have my opinion? I'm just saying. Why can't I have my opinion? You know, I hate when people try to, you know, just like when, you know, you're dealing with a female, right? And you're arguing and you know you right, but yeah, she's trying to convince you that you're wrong. You know, like to make her feel better about herself. No. You know, didn't get mad because your opinion is different. It's like, it's my opinion. It's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. I'm sorry. I'm entitled to it. It's a fight that could have went either way. Just like Garcia versus Liberdev could have went either way. You know, come on. I said I was wrong. Okay, you know what? That don't mean you got to block me, but it's my opinion. Oh, look, you fucking motherfucking hypocrite. Look, Louis V says you was wrong about War 2, T. That don't mean you got to block me because it's my opinion. You motherfucking hypocrite. You motherfucking hypocrite. I'm putting you on timeout for that. I'm not going to block you, but I'm putting you on timeout for 5 minutes. You can't say shit. You hypocrite. You see what he said? I just was talking about how I'm entitled to my opinion. Then he's talking about, you hypocrite. You people make me sick. You people make me sick. You on timeout, bro. And plus, I keep forgetting it's late. Half of y'all motherfuckers drunk or high anyway. I keep forgetting. But anyway, I don't block people because we disagree. I block weirdos and people who just do weirdo shit. You know, I don't block, you know, if y'all notice, for people who've been around, I just don't block people for anything. You can curse me out, you know, you can call me all kind of whatever and everything. You know, I won't block you, but if you start doing like weird, you know, there's no better way to describe it than weirdo shit. You know, then you get blocked. I'll see after a while, you know, like, okay, all right, then maybe joking. If you keep going and acting all weird, then I'm blocking you for eternity. I don't have time for this shit, especially if I give you a warning. You know, because listen, if you get blocked now, you won't be ever unblocked. And you don't know what I have planned for the future. So don't get blocked. You don't want those problems. All right? You don't want those problems. Crawford Pac-Man is not happening. It's not happening. You know, and if it doesn't happen, Manny Pacquiao will clearly take the blame for it, even though the reason why I feel it won't happen is because of Top Rank. Because there's just not enough money in it. It's just not enough. It's just not enough money in Pacquiao versus Crawford. When you can make Pacquiao versus Kell Brook. When you can make Pacquiao versus Danny Garcia if they try it again. Pacquiao versus Broner if they try it again. You know, remember, Pacquiao is here for the money, not the legacy anymore. You know, and Top Rank want to make sure they make money off of them and make sure HBO pick up the fight, even though they say that they did successful doing the fight on their own. Still, they would love to have HBO pay the bill. You know, so remember, you got to think like these promoters think, yo. You got to think like these promoters think. What is Porter waiting for? Porter's not waiting for nothing. He can't get no fights. You know, people don't want to fight him. Porter not waiting for nothing. Yeah, of course, Terence Crawford does have options. Terence Crawford can easily unify the 140-pound division with Julius Ndangu, who beat Troinovsky last week. He's the IBF champion. There's no politics there. And then the WBA champion is Ricky Burns. Remember, he already has the WBC and the WBO in the ring. So all he needs is Ricky Burns, who he beat, WBA title, and Julius Ndangu's IBF title. And then voila, he unifies and he can move up to 147. He can move up to 147. Is Cotto versus Kirkland official? Well, nothing's official until a press release comes out. But yes, it's been agreed upon. It's happening. Even James Kirkland's lawyer said, yes, we have the contract, you know, and we're just signing some shit and, you know, getting some shit, you know, taken care of. Is May back in May? I don't know. You know, it's like 50-50. Hey, yo, Tisha, what did you think about McDonough tonight and also Garcia and him beefing? We see them talk to each other or anything. Did something happen? That's like tabloid stuff. You can go to Boxing Eagle for that. You know, and yes, I saw McDonough at ringside, but it's like, yo, he's at ringside. I mean, he's not fighting again, so I don't get into that stuff anymore. You know, if they was beefing, trust me, you can go. We would have heard something, or I'm sure you can go find out. You know, from, you know, I'm not into that old tabloid crap anymore. If that was the case, I would have did a fucking video on, you know, Broner's sex tape shit. I don't do that shit no more. I got way other fucking important shit to cover. Those days are gone. I may do some videos like that every now and then, but those days are long gone, my friend. Those days are long gone. Yeah, we already talked about Abner. Damn good win for him. Williams versus Lubin in Philly, not happening. It could happen, but not in Philly. And also, Erickson Lubin is on his own little path. You know, so they're not going to – you got to understand, once again, I don't know how long you guys have been watching boxing, but understand how these promoters work. Julian Williams, they're not going to put him in a tough fight just yet. They're going to rebuild him back up. You know, you'll fuck around and see him on PBC on Bounce TV or some shit. They're going to build him back up, and he's probably going to go for another title shot or be ready for another title shot in, like, you know, the end of 2017 or early 2017. I know y'all drunk and y'all fucking with me. I already know. What fight am I looking forward to next? Next week, Povetkin versus Taverne. It's a lot of fights next week. Remember, Hopkins fights next week, and a fight which he could be knocked out. In fact, let's go look at the boxing schedule real quick for next week, since I'm going to be fucking getting off of here soon, and it's going to feel good to fucking go upstairs and go to bed. It's gonna fucking feel good, you know, like just to lay down and stretch out. I've been dreading this day, yo, because I said, damn, I got to do all this boxing, and I got to really make sure I, you know, show people that I'm really, really back. You know, I've been dreading this day. But let's go look at the boxing schedule. My website's going to have the boxing schedule, by the way. Okay. This is a fight that's worth watching. CB Fresh Smart. I'll be covering. This is the WBC. Whoever wins this is likely going to be the WBC mandatory for Terence Crawford. So these are two fights I'm definitely going to be watching, and I'm going to be covering these two fights for sure. Now, listen to what I'm saying, because somebody's going to say some dumbass shit like, you're not going to cover the Gennaro Gomez fight. I'm covering these two fights for sure. All right. What else? And then, of course, covering all three of these. You know, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights I'm definitely covering next weekend. Then you got a Canelo brother. You know, remember, he lost to Antonio Margarito in his last fight. You got a Povetkin versus Taverne, covering that. Definitely covering these two. I forgot. I'm going to post this schedule for the Yurkis Gamboa and the Hassan Ndam. The only thing is, Hassan Ndam can't fight for the WBC, the IBF, or the WBO titles because he was in the Olympics. So the only thing he can fight for is the WBA title. You know, and it's the interim title of all things. You know, at 160. So this is goddamn WBA. I don't really like this guy. He's old too. You know, but he's got a large following, and they're saying, well, you know, he's going to be the next. I'll be checking out Robert Helenius' fight. And that's it for next week. You know, so we got about 6 or 7 fights that I'll be covering for sure. Hard. The hand history vault, I am putting you on timeout because we're only looking at the boxing schedule. So what does it matter if I use another website? Also, my own website is going to have that. So yeah, listen, I'm giving all y'all warning shots. Y'all want to say dumbass shit, or y'all want to get under my skin or piss me off? Even if I just want to be pissed off and fuck with you, I'm gonna ban you. You know, I'm gonna put your ass on timeout. You know, keep your opinions to yourself. We're only looking at the boxing schedule. I know how to look at boxing schedules. Fucking Boxing Society. I never heard of them. I only want to just look at the goddamn boxing schedule. That's it. Is that a crime? No. Yeah, Gamboa is still fighting. Oh man. All right. Anyway, time. How much time we got left? Oh, thank God we got 10 minutes left. Thank God. I'm running on fumes, yo. I'm running on fumes. But okay, now we can leave these 15 minutes open or 10 minutes open to what you guys want to talk about. See, now we got the boxing news out of the way. Chavez Jr. is back. He made weight. That's a good thing. Yeah, he won. I mean, it was a decision, but he won, you know, and he was out working dude and putting a whooping on him, but he won, you know. So that's all that matters. He put on being sports. He's been begging Al Heyman for a fight for God knows how long. Al Heyman put him on the shelf, and then he started word is he started contacting other promoters. And Al Heyman was like, "Yo, bro, what you doing?" You know, and they got him a fight with Zanfer Promotions. Lingering Will, okay. Timeout for Lingering Will for asking if Wilder fights next week. Timeout, bro. I'm sorry. See you in 5 minutes. Lingering Will asked if Wilder fought next week. I have no time for you casuals. So I'm sorry, bro. I had to put you on timeout for that. When you come back, hopefully you'll understand why. Or you should understand why now. Does Wilder fight next week? Where is this amateur night? Where's people coming from? Where are these people coming from, you know? Does Wilder fight next week? Oh, okay. So, Mike Morris, do you want to get blocked forever? Because since you want to be a trolling dickhead, do you want to get blocked forever? So, Mike Morris, this is your last warning. I will block you forever if you want to think you're going to just get responses. Does Wilder fight next week? Come on. You trying to, matter of fact, you know what? Time out. Next time you're getting blocked. Time out. All right? I'm sick of all of you. I'm cranky. I know Wilder's gonna have Wilder's got this metal all in his hand and everything. You know, Wilder got metal plates and shit all in his hand. With his wild, crazy punch mechanics, punching people on the top of their head, you know, breaking fingers and shit. When is the Terminator coming back? And I think him and Cotton should be the last fight for each other. He's not coming. I mean, I don't know when he's coming back. I don't know when he's coming back. Lomachenko did call out Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux fucked up that fight. Go look it up. Rigondeaux fucked up the Lomachenko fight. He fucked it up. And that's out there. Go look at the interview on Eli Sekbak. Just type in Rigondeaux, Eli Sekbak, Lomachenko. He fucked it up. What's the word on Briggs? I already talked about that, bro. But basically, Briggs is going to be fighting for the WB world title probably in February. And their lives matter. Don't let these trolls fool you. Notification gang is here, and we will demonstrate. I kind of want to put you on timeout too, just because. Even though you didn't do anything wrong. Rigondeaux's a good fighter, but it's hard to keep ranking him fight. Okay, put it this way. Rigondeaux is with Rock Nation. Rock Nation has money, but they're not good at maneuvering Rigondeaux to get fights. You know, if my voice is cracking. It's something about Rock Nation where I'm wondering who is the person, who's the matchmaker, or who's the person that's supposed to be responsible for getting these guys title shots and all that. Because if I'm Rigondeaux's manager, right, I wouldn't just have him calling out fighters in social media. I would be going to the organizations and saying, yo, you know, can you make him fight me? Or, you know, stop copping a plea, Nerds Live Matter. Stop bitching. I didn't block you, bro. Or I didn't time you out. Stop it. Let's just talk boxing. It's ways to get your title shots. For example, did you notice that Al Heyman fighters always get their title shots? Did you notice that? Did you notice Eddie Hearn fighters always get their title shots? So I'm wondering what's going on with Rigondeaux, where it's like they talk about they can't get him no fights, or fighters don't want to fight him. Force these fighters to fight him. There's ways to do it. Capture more belts, put the money up. So therefore, when boxers say, "Oh, I want to fight Rigondeaux because there's no money in it," then say, "Okay, well, listen, we'll overpay." Rock Nation overpays for Cotto, overpay for Rigondeaux. You know, so fighters can't use. So fighters can't use that excuse. I'm sorry I'm cranky tonight, guys. Man, I get like this. It's either I get really, really goofy or really, 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 really cranky. When I'm like really, really tired. But it's not that Rock Nation is slipping. It's just that it's just certain things that it's like, yo, y'all got the money. Y'all should be pimping the game right now, like through the politics. I'm not saying do anything dirty. But it's like, if Andre Ward and Rigondeaux, it's no way Rigondeaux should be struggling to get fights with the money that y'all have access to. It's like sometimes I be wondering, how don't these promoters or managers know how to maneuver the rankings? And also, what are they doing? What are they doing in their free time? Are they not watching boxing? Are they not knowing who these fighters are? You know how many times I see press conferences when I see, these promoters or spokespersons reading off the cards or not knowing what they're talking about? You know how easily I would be able to conduct a press conference and get that shit lit? And I'm talking about not even having a curse or anything. Just about talking about fighters' backgrounds and building them up. For example, a Charlo versus a Julian Williams press conference. I see we have Jermall Charlo here. He's 25-0 with 19 KOs. And then on the other side, Philadelphia's Julian Williams coming with that Philadelphia background. But yet, can he win? And that's the question. That's the reason why you should buy this fight. Now, of course, that's too, just straight off the top of my head. But it's like, yo, I be wondering, like, do these people watch fights? Why? Like, it seems like they don't know what they be talking about. No, I'm not at the B-Hop fight. That's in L.A. Hell no, I'm not going out there. It should have been in Philly, and he was asked why I wasn't in Philly. And he made up some old BS excuse. In fact, he didn't say nothing at all. He did the whole, like one of them type of situations, like, I know you heard me, but I didn't ask the question the other dude did. The promoters are bookers, not promoters. Yeah, that's true. It's almost like they don't know the sport. And it's like and people wonder why Eddie Hearn is doing so well. You know why Eddie Hearn is doing so well is because he knows how to finesse those rankings. He'll get his fighters to fight for the WBA International or the WBC Intercontinental, knowing that that'll lead them to a bigger and better title. He knows how to maneuver. And then they say we wonder why boxing is dying in the States. People say boxing is dying. Boxing is not dying. It's only fucked up here in the United States. If you go to Germany, if you go to Russia, the UK, even if you go to fucking Ireland and Scotland, those boxing is flourishing, especially over in Asia. Boxing is flourishing. It's only here in the United States where shit is all fucked up because all these American promoters with their egos and doing whatever they're doing in women's panties outside the ring. And, it's egos that's fucking with our sport in the United States. And the best not fighting the best, or more so, they're not promoting them right. Or you got fighters who are not promoting themselves. They say, oh, well, I get into the ring. That's it. I'll collect this big paycheck. It's like, yo, you got to do shit, man. Boxing ain't dying because of the promoters. I didn't say it was. If you listen, Mike Maris, didn't I put you on timeout before? Didn't I put you on timeout before? Timeout, Mark Maris. Timeout. Damn it. Anyway. It's a combination of things. Promoters' egos, right? The reason why I say promoters' egos is because there's certain promoters that say, I won't work with that promoter, or I'm going to try to avoid working with that promoter. You have the fighters who are pricing themselves out, saying, I won't fight this fighter unless I get this certain amount of money, and they don't factor in the ticket sales and how much the event is going to generate. You have also fighters who don't self-promote themselves. You know? It's multiple things. It's multiple things. But yeah, before I end up cursing some more people out, I apologize, guys. I'm trying to get, I need some sleep, man. I'm really actually, over the last 2 weeks, I've put out 85 videos with about 7 hours plus over 2 weeks of live streams, just live streams, Like, for example, there's really no real politics over in the UK outside of, Box Nation and Sky Sports. But for the most part, you got Hennessy, but over there, there's really literally just them two. As far as the big ones, whereas over here, we got PBC, Golden Boy, Top Rank, Rock Nation, Duva, main events. And those just the major ones we know of, the major ones. Over there is just literally two. You either get Sky Sports or Box Nation. So, and they work with the other promoters. Over here, it's different. But all right, guys, I don't want to be here too long. I am T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. I apologize. I've been a little off tonight, mostly because I've been tired, and I need to go to sleep badly. So, all the links to my social media right down below in the description box. Thank you for your support. We're going to do another live stream, most likely on Monday. And things will be a lot more calmer. I won't be so angry and so cranky and so upset, but I'm tired. And I have not been getting a healthy enough portion of vagina in my life. I need vagina in my life. Please subscribe.